Hi, my name is Genesis Lara, and I'm a high school apprentice at the Museum of Jewish Heritage. This is Maximilian Lerner, author of Flight and Return, and I'm going to ask him a few questions. Can you tell us more about yourself and where you came from?
I was born in Vienna, Austria in 1924. In 1938, Germany took over Austria, and because I was Jewish, I was immediately expelled from my school and was made to scrub the sidewalk in Vienna outside the school, the sidewalk that I had polluted because during the time I went to school. My parents made the brilliant decision, which saved my life and theirs, to leave Vienna within little over 2 months after the annexation of Austria, and we went to Paris. Of course, Paris was not secure either. In 1940, the Germans took Paris, and we escaped to France, to southern France, to the unoccupied zone, and eventually made our way through Spain and Portugal to the United States, where we arrived in 1941, penniless, but I was 16 and a half when I arrived here, without a penny, but safe. And when I was 18, I joined the American Army and went back overseas, and because I spoke French and German, I went into military intelligence, and from there served in the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, the predecessor of the CIA, and did my job and participated in the liberation of France, particularly the liberation of Paris on August 25th, 1944, and then went on for the conquest of Germany. And after VE Day, after the victory, I spent another 6 months in Germany hunting Nazis, and came home in January of 1946 to begin my civilian life. I thought that story would be of interest to people who have any interest in the past, but as I said, I wanted to be applied to the present and to the future.
Okay, wow, that's amazing. So what inspired you to write this memoir?
I thought that it would be useful for people to know what happened during World War II, when the most civilized country in the world, Germany, the country that gave us Beethoven and Humboldt and Goethe, that country could create factories of death in which innocent people by the millions were murdered. And I thought that it would be useful to have the experience of one who escaped in writing for people to read.
What was the most challenging part?
Trying to remember the specific details of what happened and getting the feeling back of being on the run for 3 years. But then there was also the satisfaction of going back to Europe as an American soldier and fighting, being able to fight on behalf of the United States against the people who had committed these crimes.
And what do you want people to get from your work?
A warning that if it could happen in Germany, it could happen anywhere. I began this book with a quotation from Burke: "For evil to exist, it is only necessary that good men do nothing." And that is something that everybody should remember. Not all Germans were Nazis. Only the Nazis, in fact, were a minority party when they took power. But the rest of the German population, with very, very few exceptions, took no action and allowed everything to happen that happened. And this can happen anywhere. If it happened there, it could happen in the United States or Britain or France. And we see traces of it right now. And it has to be stopped at all times, immediately.